Listen, I think I could actually pronounce this one correct. Mirai. Did I do it right? Please say yes. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Mirai. What's about pretty simple premise? We have 9 books that different regions in this part of the world, like Japan, the Himalayas, India, and other countries, African countries, like one African country has these books, and they've been just protected for centuries. However, one guy figured out that he might have all 9 books, and his goal is to get all 9 books to just have revenge on the world for everyone doubting him. However, you kind of have this lady who is like can see the future, gets a son, and now the son's got to come in and save the day. Did I say that nicely? Did I do a good synopsis for this movie? It is a 3-hour movie that is half sci-fi, half action, and a decent amount of comedy in this movie. And overall, I thought it was a fun experience, even though the last 30 minutes was a kind of downhill spiral for me, and the last 10 minutes was even worse of like just how the movie ends. You're like, huh? Yes, I understand that you're trying to do a part 2, but how this movie ended, I felt it just was a slap in the face for like how like the thing explodes and it's like, and credits. You're like, what are we doing? Anyway, pauses with this movie. I do think the characters have strong chemistry. You have the 3 best friends, you have the girl, you have these monks, and you feel for these people, and you love the backstory. To me, the backstory of like how these books came to fruition and how they are trying to protect them from this world or from what happened in the past. Even though you really don't get that big past story, it is more of like, I'm going to say, I guess, like 2000 to today's day and age of, who this mother is, where the books are, and how they're going to get these books protected. Okay, and the weapons. I could see how this is semi-sci-fi. It's hard for me to call this a sci-fi movie. Yes, some of the weapons are sci-fi-ish, but it was more of a fantasy in my opinion. Yes, science fiction, fantasy, it's in the same word, but the sci is like, I don't know if I would put it in that realm. Like I said, the acting I really liked. I felt like the choreography with the action set pieces were pretty good as well. I enjoyed when the action was on scene, and some of them was bloody. Some of it was pretty good, especially when like the Japan one comes and things like that. So you do get a lot of different types of action sequences as well, and I do enjoy that. When it comes with some of the stick fighting, again, different types, fun overall. The bantering between the best friends really does work. There's a silly fight sequence in the beginning about weed as well. Like I said, it is a very playful movie, and it doesn't really take itself too seriously, except for the last 15-30 minutes. And that's why I think I'm struggling with that part, because to me, the first half is so much better than the second half. The first half, yes, you're getting to know the characters, you're kind of getting to know the story and who these people are, and the somewhat believability of it. However, when it comes to some of the story, it's a slap in the face for some silliness, right? Especially for book 8 when you're in Morocco, right? The book is hidden in a piano that you need special keys to play to open the book. Why take the book out when you know the guy that wants the book is literally 20 feet outside? You're literally handing it to him. And you're just like, what are we doing? Yes, there are some, that sequence, though, with the instruments becoming weapons, is actually pretty cool. I'll give it that. But some of the character choices, I was like, what the freak are we doing? Doesn't make sense whatsoever. Also, when it deals with the 9th book, that's how we're hiding the book? Like, that open? That's what we're doing? And I'm just thinking also, the more I think about it, like I said, the last 30 minutes was really frustrating for me. The book is hiding behind the secret wall. Keep it there. Keep the book there. The guy will never be able to get it since he's on a time limit. Don't grab the book. So that's where I was just like, This is either some stupid writing or just stupid character decisions thinking about this. Leading up to finding the books, I was enjoying the movie. I was enjoying the action set pieces, the cinematography of climbing these mountains, we're in these different landscapes. Freaking gorgeous to look at. You cannot deny that this is a gorgeous movie to look at. Also the CGI though. Some of the CGI was a little wonky, but also some of it was pretty good. And that's where it's like the 50-50 with this one. But going to the final battle, it was underwhelming with this bow and arrow, how it comes to fruition, and you're just like, huh? Like, I understand there's a religious aspect to it about, the pole and the bracelets and the bow and arrow. But for me to connect them, I was kind of struggling with it. And also, the bird sequence is pretty badass when you're fighting the bird in the very beginning. But then when you actually look at the story as a whole, the bird very feels out of place. I mean, it feels out of place completely. And you're like, shouldn't there be more like mystical monsters or mystical creatures in this world? But it's not. It's in our world. And like I said, there's just a lot of things where you kind of have to forget it's in the movie because you're like, that makes no sense of what you're trying to do. Also, the main bad guy, I wasn't really feeling his fear or really believing some of his fight sequences as well. I think he could have gotten a little bit better protagonist to be like, oh, he's more of a baddie. Yes, his backstory of why he's doing what he's doing is a very good backstory. I cannot deny that. And I'm sorry for these yawns. It's very late at night doing all these videos. But I don't know, just some of his acting and reasoning just felt off-putting, as well as the professors that's with him. It's like the professors are not second-guessing, like, maybe I'm about to die because this guy's like really trying to ruin the world. I don't know. Like I said, the more I think about this movie, the more I'm like, kind of like, things are not as connecting as well as I want it to be. And like I said, I cannot stress how the movie ends. I was like, it's not really a cliffhanger, but you're like, that's how we're ending it? We're ending it with the big, like, and scene. Yes, there's a mid-credit scene, sure, but still a little disappointed with that scene. Overall, Mirai, the first half of the movie before the intermission was pretty damn good. I was having a good time with the action set pieces, the humor, and things like that. However, when the movie started continuing on and on and on, the unbelievability started to kick in. The story elements started to kick in. Stupid character decisions started to kick in. Yes, still some funny stuff with some of the cops and their actions, but it was kind of all over the place in the second act. So Mirai will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon, which equals at 60%. Let's see what the critics and user scores gave this one. So critics, 6 of them, a positive, a negative, a positive, a positive, a positive, and a negative. So that is 6 to 50. No, that's about a 60, 65-ish, 67%-ish with the critics. The audience scores is 63 and my 60. I think most of them are agreeing that the first half is a lot better. So there you go. 67-ish, 60, 83. Chase Soccer, the Blue Food, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you moved Autopia. Excuse me, you Blue Tony's. Thank you for a great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, 3 year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And I'm sorry for that outro, too. It's like a burp and a yawn. It was kind of uncomfortable.